Do you have the answer to number 4?
I have the answer number 4 through to number 5, because I'm a bit of a genius. I come from Arkansas, and I'm an Arkansas academic ace.
Oh, I mean, it was
right.
100. Oh.
All right, students, it's time to shut your frickin' faces. I'm David Fiskerbottom, and I'm gonna educate you psychedelically.
Mr. Fiskerbottom?
Wait,
Yes.
are you saying Fisker or Fister?
No, Whisker.
Oh, Whisker
Whisker?
Bottom. You absolutely said Fisker the first
My
time.
name descends from cat hairs and bottoms.
You've got a dumb name, sir.
Well, I wouldn't question it, because I'm teaching you guys about how to make a podcast. This is episode 149, right?
That's true.
Maybe.
Am I right?
It is indeed. We're one away
Episode
from 150.
Away from, oh, yeah, that's a milestone right there. But this isn't quite there. This is the episode where we're like, we're not at the main one yet, so we're just kind of like,
We're
yeah,
just
whatever.
phoning it in. This is
Yeah,
the filler
this
one
is-
until next week.
This is the Manga Raiders happy hour, not the community happy hour. We're not about any community today. The only community we're on is ourselves. Join my cult. It's good for your skin. You know, why don't we make a cult about, like, healing skin? Like, just like, so people don't have pimples anymore.
I think that's just good skincare.
Could you?
Like,
we
I
can
think
make
people
it-
should do that
yeah,
I
anyway.
was going to say.
But why would we want to cultify it? I feel like we could, like,
Also-
start a business or something. It'd be easier.
Yeah, so
And
we'll
less
make a
dangerous.
business around cultifying skincare.
And usually no one starts walking around with AK-47s in a compound at some point.
Well,
Well,
history
we
will be
could.
made.
We could.
I
Make
mean, we
that
could.
thing.
Yeah, but we
Don't know how
don't
it-
want that.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm with you now. I'm with you. We don't.
Yeah. We don't want that, but what we do want is another exciting, riveting episode. I am the man for meals, hot on the steals, but I don't steal. I'm merely talking about deals I get at the bargain shop. Joining me on this episode, it is the Corn Man.
I am the corn man. I don't eat corn all that often.
Not all that often, but you are still corn, so technically you don't indulge in cannibalism too often.
Not actually made of corn.
Well, that's news to me.
You
100%.
met me.
100%
In real life,
human.
you should have been able to tell.
Well,
Right.
I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I've seen some convincing waxwork, so who knows?
I was in a weird haze when I saw you guys, and now that I come to my senses, I look back at the pictures, I'm like, shit, that guy's kernels everywhere.
No, it's true. I am actually a wax dummy controlled by a kernel of corn at the very center.
I didn't quite realize.
Tiny little Gundam pilot.
Colonel Corn. Hey guys, it's Colonel. I'm sure that's been a joke somewhere. Like there's some
It
stupid.
most assuredly has.
It's probably like some. It'd be like one of those Disney cartoons from the early 2000s, or a Cartoon Network show that would have Colonel Corn. I'm not too sure which.
I feel that was a name that was a bit too punny for the makers of Clue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Like Colonel Mustard. I don't really get what the pun is for Colonel Mustard. It's more
Well,
like
he has a yellow uniform. It is colors.
They're all
Yeah, so
color based. Like
yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
Yeah, but corn is also a yellow color.
Hold on, I never realized that all the Clue characters are color based. Like I guess
Are you
plum
being
and
serious?
green. Yes, I never put two and two together that they were corresponded. Mr. Green wears a green suit. No frickin' wonder.
And then
I
there's
never
Miss
frickin'
Scarlet,
yeah,
I believe.
they're all-
How many
Oh.
Clue colors are there? 6?
Well, I'm just saying when they get extravagant like that and they're like Scarlet instead of Mrs. Red, you know, it makes
Mrs.
you makes
Red.
you think
Hey, yo, Miss
think of
Red.
Miss Red. But you know, Clue character is pretty exciting. Not as exciting as a man whose energy is as vacant as his name. It's vacant.
Hey, come on now. All right, yeah, no, I am pretty, lack of energy. Fied, I was going to say, that's no word. Lack of energy fied. We've all been there. It's one of them. It is what it is. It is.
This is what
it
happens when you do a weekly podcast, everyone. But you gotta get going with the podcast.
It's more.
You know, you gotta do it.
Yeah, it's lack of planning, preparation. We'll get into it. We've been busy.
Yes.
That's why we have a
Look,
multi-man crew. Because then we've got you guys step into the fore with some exciting tales, and it's all good.
oh, Are they ever exciting? Who knows? We'll find out on this episode. So everyone, grab your friggin' kernels of corn and get them popping, put them in the microwave.
Please.
You know, I never...
Totally. Don't let me go.
I know this verges in like conspiracy theory territory, and I'm not quite like a tinfoil hat, but I was always very skeptical whenever the local cell phone service provider dropped off envelopes with kernels of corn in them. I was very convinced they were mind control kernels and they would do something weird.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Are you being serious? They used to give you popcorn?
Like the cable company or whatever, they'd like drop envelopes with like kernels of corn, like a popcorn bag.
Are you sure that's safe?
Okay, a popcorn bag is different from just kernels of corn.
Okay,
that's what I mean. Like just an unmarked envelope with some seeds of shit in there.
Here's some corn. No, I'm just saying.
But you know what I mean.
They dropped off their special corn package. I was very skeptical. I'm like, they're gonna do. They did something to this corn.
But why were they dropping you popcorn in the first place? Was it like around the holidays,
or
was it just whenever?
Was it to promote movies?
They probably thought it'd just be novel if they advertised themselves by giving you a free bag of popcorn.
Oh, wait, if it's a cable company, they expect you to watch TV and stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The cable internet phone provider, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird sort of leap, but I guess, you know.
And I ain't talking about...
This is probably for cable's ubiquitous with phone, TV, and internet, when it's more just, oh, I got cable, well, that's the television.
Yeah, is it normal for a city to have their own designated service provider, or is America just like AT&T and all that shit?
I mean, I don't think cities have like TV providers, not like cable wise.
Well, I guess Shaw is its own thing. Yeah, true enough. It's just
there might be places where you can only get the one, but it's not like it's run through the government.
Through the government. But I don't know. I was convinced on mind control popcorn. I was like, they probably put something in these kernels. They're going to control me somehow. They're going to do something. I don't know what it is. But you know how it goes, just having a normal thought. Speaking of normal thoughts, how was the week while we're on the topic of corn?
My week was fine. It was a little less hectic than the week before. It was kind of it was in a real sort of like slacking. It was sort of like, well, they came in and said basically everyone's not going to work too much this week because we decided that because everyone's busy and it's going to continue to be busy. So had a small reprieve. I got to go out, eat some sushi. That was really good. Really liked it.
I had sushi this week too. I went to the very good Japanese restaurant as compared to the very mediocre one.
Yeah, I went to a place not too far from my office. It was really good though and not too expensive. So had a good time there. And then I've tried my hand at making at-home pizza, which turned out pretty good. Although I don't really trust boxed like dough mix because I made it like as the instructions like called for, and it was a soupy mess.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And it's not like you can fuck
soup.
it up. It was half a cup of water in the mix. I mean, it was as simple as it gets. And for some reason, it just did not work. I think I maybe got like an old box.
I'm pretty down with the idea of pizza soup.
Pizza soup's dope.
I mean, there's pizza soup, but then there's like pizza dough soup.
Yeah, that's gross.
Which is a different beast.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it turned out okay in the end because I just kept adding flour.
All you got to do in life is add a little flour in any situation.
Just a little bit. Just throw flour in people's faces. It will make everything better.
That's how you rise above it. Oh wait, that's yeast that makes it rise.
Hey, what you were doing.
I mean, hand out free packets of yeast though. Bread is super easy to make and really fun and delicious if you just learn how.
All right,
it's also
local
a lot less expensive than just buying bread.
All right, local service provider, time to start handing out things of yeast.
Just hand out things people need.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. That's kind of been my week. I guess it's September now, so I was spooking myself out last night. That was a bad decision, but hey. Watching scary Netflix documentaries about sleep paralysis and the terrifying things people see.
You're actually watching scary stuff.
Of course I'm watching scary stuff. What are you talking about?
Well, I feel like you watch like horror movies and you're like, it's not real. But then now you're watching like literal horror.
Oh, I've always watched literal scary things.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh, that's good stuff.
That's the best kind of scary. When it's
the best kind of.
Oh, I
It's
love scary
freaky.
documentaries. They're my favorite thing.
the
I
kind of
still
scary
remember
that.
one time I was high school, I think, early high school. I got real freaked out watching an Amityville horror documentary. It was the first time I heard about it before I learned it was, all fake. But
Oh. Yeah, I don't like that stuff because it's the kind of feeling when you're just sitting at night and you're like, what if I just like get stabbed while I'm sleeping?
oh no, I'm thinking more like, what if I wake up and I can't move and there's demons everywhere? That's what this is.
That's also a spooky thought.
That'd be scary.
Did
I ever
I
tell
like
you?
true crime, but I'm not afraid of it.
No, because it's gonna happen. It happens, and if you got stabbed or shot on the street, you ain't gonna know much about it. It's I could wake up and some shit would be there. Did I ever tell you guys about the thing that happened? I've never had sleep paralysis. When I wake up, sometimes I'll see stuff, but it's like shadows and that, and obviously it's your brain trying to make patterns or trying to recognize faces and anything ambiguous shapes. So I'm not afraid of any of
if
that.
you're not actually in sleep paralysis, I think that's just normal
It's just
coming out of
grogginess.
sleep
Yeah.
weirdness.
So I've never had sleep paralysis. However, there was one time, because I know my girlfriend's had it on and off. Like she's had it once or twice, and she has, so she definitely experienced it before. But there was one time when I was just sitting there. She was asleep. I wasn't sitting there. I was lying there, facing the direction, and like, do you know when you can just see shadows and you sort of your mind's just wandering, just looking at shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, the shadow looks like there's a person standing over the bed, like right,
Oh wait, shadows in your room?
Yeah, because
Wait,
I have it pitch dark, like it is pitch black. Where I cannot sleep with any kind of night light or anything like that. I need it to be dark.
Well, yeah, like my room is always 100% dark when I sleep too. Yeah.
So I was just like thinking, I feel like I can see the shadow like a figure of a person just there. And obviously I know it's not there, so I'm just like, oh, it kind of looks like someone standing there, like right by the foot, like right by the side of the bed, like because I was there, and then my girlfriend, and then the shadow thing I was seeing, and then all of a sudden she just starts shouting, and she's woken up, like, and she's like obviously in a panic. So I turn the light on, wondering what the fuck, and she's like, I swear, like I saw something. She literally described someone standing there where I was looking at the shadow, and oh, my shit got pushed in then. I was like, it's a coincidence? Yeah. Massive coincidence, I'm sure.
Now,
it was
you're saying this. You're saying this. But now I gotta tell you about a scene from this documentary I watched last night.
Oh, no, come on now.
I'll be honest, I kept the light on longer. Like, she went back to sleep. I did not tell her this. Like, I did not say, oh, I also saw something. I was just like, oh, no, it's okay. But that light stayed on for another half an hour. I was just looking around and I was like, fuck.
Right. So here's the thing with sleep paralysis, is that what most people usually see is shadow people, as what you just described. Now the thing is, this documentary was like following a bunch of different people who all had sleep paralysis and kind of cutting back and forth between them. There's like half a dozen or so. And one of them was telling a story about like one of the worst times he had it is he woke up and he's in bed with a bunch of other people. Didn't explain why exactly, just was.
You don't need to know why.
And that there was, in his sleep paralysis, there was this like giant demonic thing above him. And like, it's screaming at him about how he's going to die and he's definitely going to die and it's going to be terrible and shit like that. And then he's woken up because the girl next to him wakes up just screaming her head off. Because in her dream, she saw a black cat, like shadow cat, sitting on her chest, looking at him and like howling these strange cryptic words at him while ignoring everyone else. And the thing is that they were both like glowing red eyes.
Oh.
So you're not alone.
Well, I haven't really had sleep paralysis, but I had one like not too long ago. It was like the semi-chub version of sleep paralysis. It was like
semi-chub?
Yeah, it wasn't like full on, but it was like semi. So it was like, I woke up and like someone came in my room and was like, "You want to go to Hawaii?" And I was like, "What?" And they kept going on like, "Go to Hawaii," and I was like, I couldn't get up. I was just looking around like, "Why is my door open?" And then I woke up and it was nothing.
Are you sure it just
That
wasn't
sounds
a really
like sleep paralysis.
That sounds
I
like
guess
a guerrilla, but really
Well,
like
if you
aggressive
couldn't
advertising
move-
campaign
Yeah.
from someone who
Little
really
bit.
wants you to go Hawaii. Because you know
Well-
all the volcanoes and shit. It's probably they
Your dreams come true. But anyways, because I don't think I told, maybe I did, I don't know. When I was younger, I had like one traumatic night where I was kept seeing things in the wall. Like, I think a music video was on TV, so I was seeing like Paul Stanley's face on a road. When I looked at the wall, it was like a highway, and like his face with the star eye was like singing on it. And then I was seeing like knights in like some kind of video game level, and I was just seeing shit, and it was impactful.
See, my thing was for a long time, and I don't know why possibly moved me to do this, but I would sleep with my closet door open.
Oh no.
Oh, you're asking for trouble.
I know, right? And I don't know why I wouldn't close it. I think I was more afraid of closing it and not knowing what
Not
was
seeing.
back there.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
from where I was sleeping, I could look right into it, right?
yeah.
I could always swear I could see people moving inside my closet.
Well, I know I said this, but I'll say it again because it's relevant. My dad told me, like, because I always keep my closet closed, but he was like, there'll be like a fat Chinese guy eating your Star Wars figures in there if you open the closet. And I was
What?
like, oh shit.
That's incredibly specific.
I know, I don't know, because I guess he's trying to freak me out.
Did your father have a traumatic experience as a child?
No, but, that's just what he said was going to be in there, and I believed him.
That's the reason Dad never liked Star Wars.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He ate all my collectibles.
Yeah, because I just
They would
imagine,
have sent you through college.
because I think at that time the only image I had of Chinese people was like monks, so I just imagine like this shirtless bald guy just sitting there eating my figures, not even saying anything, just munching down.
What really
It
would you
would
say?
be
What
like a Buddhist
conversation would
monk
you
to
be
eat
having?
all your figures.
Well, it just kind of be like, what are you doing?
He's like teaching you a lesson about like material stuff. Like he's
Yeah.
taking your worldly possessions. It's probably something.
Yeah,
like
honestly, that.
Then he's
okay.
going to teach you about stomach pumping, because that's going to definitely poison you.
Okay, think of all like the great mystical stories. Why don't we have? There's a Buddhist eating my Star Wars figures in my closet. Like, and it just teaches you about your possessions. Like,
I know if
you
I
just-
ever
I
have
mean-
children, that's a story that they're going to be told. So rest assured that at least my bloodline will believe that the boogeyman has turned into I don't even know, the Buddha man, I guess.
The Buddha man. I mean, there is a thing in Buddhism where well, I think it's both Buddhism and Confucianism where you just say something ridiculous and you have to think about it for a long time.
There it is.
Your dad
You know
was
what-
deep. He was teaching you like all sorts.
Yeah, could you imagine if that was actually his intention, was about possessions? Oh god.
Are we entirely sure that weird things his dad said isn't the reason he ended up this way?
Oh, 100%. And some things that may have had different effects, such as putting on the Darth Vader helmet and swinging around the room. But otherwise, what else do you got to say?
Yeah, Corey, what else have you got to say?
I have nothing else to say. I think we've been done with me for a long time.
Oh, okay. We're just rambling. We got. It's a mix episode. It's one of them where we're not too structured.
You guys know what we're in. What do you got?
Not much for me. I have been swamped with work, so I have done nothing of interest whatsoever. However, the only thing I want to comment is Eminem dropped a surprise album. It was Kamikaze, and it was real good.
Has anyone
I've
noted
heard
how
of
he?
it,
Has
but I
anyone
have not
noted how
listened.
he? Has anyone noted how he stole the Beastie Boys album cover?
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's a homage. Like,
But it's like literally the same picture.
Yeah.
Though.
yeah.
Yeah. Why?
To pay respects to the older, that's the point. It's like
What?
a lot of the younger rappers don't
Know the
respect-
classics.
Yeah, they don't respect the classics, so it's sort of.
I guess that makes sense, but I was just like, this is literally the same picture with different writing on it.
Yeah. It was like, oh my god, it is such a good album though. I really enjoyed it. He's come out hard. Like, everyone panned Revival, which was a great album. I don't know why they did. There's a few songs in it that I'm not massively keen on, but, yeah,
I guess you could say they were just going to stand there and watch him burn.
I guess you could say that, because they were.
Yeah.
My god, he's come out fire. He's come out swinging on everyone. Like, it's so hardcore. And it's got me back into, like, a lot of the hip-hop and stuff. Like, you know, I've been listening to a lot of the older stuff now, just because I've just because I've, like, not really been listening to too much music as of late, or at least not different things. I've not revisited the old classics, you know, gone back to Mobb Deep's albums, the original ones, gone back to, like, 50 Cent of the Future, some older Notorious B.I.G., Big Al. Like, I haven't listened to Big Al for, like, a year, so, you know, really going back to the gritty, you know, filthy.
I feel like Eminem is the kind of artist that, like, your mom will like and have some songs, but then hear one of, like, his album tracks and be like, what is this? This is terrible.
It's
I mean, like, what you hear Eminem on the radio is entirely different.
Yeah.
It's,
That's how rap is, really. You hear one record on one song on the radio, and it's like, well, this is kind of poppy, and then you get into it, and it's like, oh shit, that's what he actually does.
This is what's kind of funny, because now, like, there's a bit of a shitstorm surrounding it, because he said the word faggot once on the album, which is a drastic reduction in in how many times he's used that word in pretty much all of his other albums. And there's, like, people going, he's a homophobe because of this, and it's like, he's used that for 20 years now. I mean, is it too late to get, you know, in an uproar about it?
It's part of the Eminem character.
It's kind of,
I guess,
yeah. It is what it is right now. That is literally, you know, it's a bit late to get on board and go, whoa, Eminem.
I guess because some standards and stuff have changed since the early 2000s.
Because you could say it in the late 90s. That was a common thing people said. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not, you know, going on that. But when's the
last time you've heard someone say he, she too?
He, she? Like he, I haven't. Yeah, no, like it's become, obviously language has evolved. But he's a rapper, and they're generally offensive. So
really,
you know,
rappers can say whatever they want.
It's kind of it's like comedians. Comedians can kind of, you know, they have this artistic license where they can sort of say things. I'm not defending his use of the word, but ultimately, I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck. He's fully aware of what it means, and, you know, it's a bit late to complain about it now. It's not the worst thing that he says on the album, by far. It's not the worst thing he's ever said, by far. So, you know, but it's a great album. I'd urge everyone to listen to it. The only thing I'm really gutted about is his merch. His merch dropped in a day, sold out in a day, didn't get a chance to pre-order one of the hoodies, and they look sick. So
I think Eminem just doesn't understand the complexities of modern rap music. You know, obviously, a lot of complexities and very intricate. Yes.
He's got the Machine Gun Kelly diss track that he came out with, but Eminem is.
Who even gives a shit about Machine Gun Kelly? Like, who cares about that guy? Why do you even have to start this beef? Like, honestly, who even like Machine Gun Kelly? Who gives a shit? Like, he's not like Little Pump or anything. He's just like some random guy.
He's I mean, he's had by far his most viewed like his video and everything. All of his stuff is like super hot right now, just because he's name dropped, and it's obviously it makes sense for him to name drop. If he gets involved in a feud in Eminem, he's getting millions of clicks, millions of views.
Sometimes these feuds don't really sit right with me because a lot of them seem like they're really manufactured and mutually beneficial.
This is the thing that is interesting me with this one, because normally, like, especially the ones with like Drake and all that kind of shit, it's been pretty piss poor and it's like a little bitch fight, you know, you're like, oh, fuck off. But Eminem's that old school kind of rapper, you know what I mean? Like, I think Machine Gun Kelly thinks it's gonna be like that, and you go for the jugular with those kind of things.
Freaking Drake, why are you gonna he's freaking Drake? Like, it's just silly.
Yeah, Drake's not even in the same conversation. Like, he didn't want none. No. Like, Eminem took jabs at him talking about ghostwriters and stuff. So, you know, it's he's, you know, it's gonna be interesting. He's apparently working on a diss track. I'm kind of in two minds whether I like that or not, because I'm like, well, just don't give the fuck at the time of day. But
well, I mean, diss tracks are like a staple of rap, though.
Exactly.
I mean, the best diss track is obviously No Vaseline.
No Vaseline's real good. I don't know. I like Nailing the Coffin.
Just a match and a little bit of gasoline.
Okay, Ice Cube was fucking brilliant, but Eminem's he's got so many. Bully, Nailing the Coffin. What was it called? I forgot what it's called. I feel like it's called Untitled, but I don't know. It's one against Ja Rule. It's really, really good. Yeah. Oh, he's got so many. He has so many that he's destroyed people on. Hit 'em Up, obviously. Hit 'em Up. How did I forget Hit 'em Up? Hit 'em Up's a classic. Tupac.
Okay.
Oh, Monkey See, Monkey Do. That's not even directed at anyone. That's just a fucking mint song. Like, one of them fucking come at me, bro, kind of things.
You know what rap song I like?
What?
Ice Cube's Until We Rich, a wholesome song.
Good old Ice Cube. I do love that Ice Cube.
That song is so wholesome that the album version censors itself. So whenever he goes to swear, he just goes like fuck, like he just stops, and there's no uncensored version. There is that version. Because he feels like his message is so important that he has to censor it.
Interesting. There's Fuck with Dre Day. I forgot about that one. That's one of my favorites, just because of, do you know the ad-libs at the end of a song? Do you know when it's like, right back in your motherfucking ass, like Still Diori. But yeah, Fuck with Dre Day. It's just at the end, it's like, Easy-E can eat a big fat dick. Tim Doe can eat a big fat dick. I just love that little bit at the end. It's great. Yeah, other than that, what else have I done? Not too much. Not much at all. I can't think of anything, so. Yeah, that's all for me. What about you, Manimal? What have you been up to?
Okay, well, a couple things that are crazy and a couple things that are not crazy. There's a Spiderman game. So I bought it on Friday. I didn't watch anything about this game. I was just like, it's Spider-Man, so I'm just going to buy it. I don't really care. My one friend kept going on about it, so I was like, I'll just buy it and see how it is. Like, I mean, it's Spider-Man, so it kind of sells itself for me, really. But like, I haven't played like a superhero game since like the Hulk on the PS2, which is like this, I played the shit out of that. That was pretty fun. You just run around, smash things. But this one, like, I've played probably like 5-6 hours, and it's a freaking good ass game.
Is it?
Like, holy shit. It takes everything about all the Spider-Mans that are good. Like, there's a lot that feels like it fits right in with the Tobey movies, which is great. And then there's like other bits like from the newer ones with the science and stuff like that. So like, you're just swinging around, in New York. And of course, that's the best setting. Like, I don't care about open world games if they're in like a fantasy world, because I don't really care about fantasy worlds. But if it's in like a city like that, that's the best for me. Especially when you can just like, freaking fly around. Because, that's like all the games I played before, like the Transformers game on the PS2. All I did was just freaking go around and hit things and collect those Allspark cubes and
yeah, the original Transformers game on the PS3, based off the movie. My favorite part was just that battle in the city. You just running around, just attacking shit. It was great.
What I liked about those games is it had like the just like free roam aspect, so you could just like freaking drive around and just listen to podcasts and create like a little story with it or something like that.
Yeah. And
that's what this kind of is. So it's giving me that feeling that I haven't gotten forever with a game like that. And it's just so smooth. Like, you're just freaking flying around. You're like, God damn it, I'm Spider-Man. You're just like, you're just going around and you're beating guys up. They're like, it's Spider-Man. And you're like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. But it's actually like kind of difficult. Like, it has like a really great combat system. And if you like just mash buttons, you die. So you kind of, do things. And like, it actually has a pretty cool story. It has a really great layout for side missions where it's not like you do the whole thing. Like, a side mission is just like, it unlocks new little things to do throughout the city, like collect all this stuff or do this in random areas instead of like do this and you just complete that task and then move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not pointless side quests.
Yeah, it opens up the world more and gives you more things to do. And the story is, again, it's pretty good. Like, I like what they're doing, and they introduce a lot of like characters Like, you have Doc Ock, but he's not Doc Ock yet. And you have William Dafoe. He's not. Well, I still just call him William Dafoe. Like, I guess you call him Norman Osborn, but he's freaking. The fact that they can get anyone else to like have his likeness isn't correct. They really should have just got the guy, I mean, how can you think of the Green Goblin and not think of him? Like, come on.
I mean, anyone who was aware of Spider-Man before Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire came out?
I know I wasn't, but...
I mean, there's like the 90s cartoon where, he seemed to have like this weird cornrow haircut.
Oh, Jesus, that's different.
I mean, it's like the effect of a shimmer on his hair or something, but it looks like cornrows, like sideways cornrows.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, because the likeness of the characters kind of do look like the Tobey movies. Like, definitely MJ looks a lot like Kirsten Dunst and stuff like that. But it's cool because it takes on all that. But it's just such a freaking fun game. Like, it's so satisfying to play because the combats and you get like parts where you slow down and do like cool science stuff. Like you're doing like the little puzzles and things like that. And then you're just all of a sudden you're playing, and then you're just all of a sudden an MJ, and you're like sneaking around doing shit. You know, like it's a freaking good ass game already. I'm just like, holy, you know.
It has certainly been well reviewed, and like you mentioned the combat system, which is basically a copy paste from the Arkham games, but they're doing it in such a way that it just works so much better as a Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I guess it's. I didn't really play the Arkham games, but I guess it's similar to that. But it's freaking Spider-Man, and all you want in a Spider-Man game is to be able to do cool Spider-Man stuff, which is exactly what you can do in this game, you know?
Well, that's kind of the thing with this game is that it's not doing actually anything new, it's just doing everything else better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all I want to do is like freaking swing around. Like, my cousins had the 360 Spider-Man 3 game, and I remember I thought it looked pretty cool when they were playing it. I had Spider-Man 3 on the DS. I got that in 2007. You know, you freaking swiped to webs and stuff. I played that on a road trip to Toronto once. That was probably the only time I ever played that game. But it was pretty fun. When I was 11.
I mean, it's just nice to have another good Spider-Man game, because like for the longest time the consensus was Spider-Man 2 is the good game.
I guess that's what people said, yeah. Well, I know the pizza delivery theme was pretty legendary in that game.
It kind of was as a meme, like an early meme.
Yeah,
but the thing is that game got the web swinging down correctly.
Yeah, that's what you
And
need.
the one complaint I have about this game that I know is different is the web's attached to actual things, which is one of the big parts of it. But the cool thing about the Spider-Man 2 game is that the left and right triggers controlled each of Peter Parker's hands.
That's what's lacking in this game, yeah, is you can't just go hand to hand, which is, it's a little less smooth where you just swing, jump, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it needs that, like,
it's just an added level of control that lets you do some fun stuff.
I don't know if you can unlock that later when you unlock all the powers and stuff like that.
I don't think you do. I think it's just part of the control scheme, is all it really is.
Yeah, well, yeah, because when you go L2, that's like you're aiming. That's the one you aim with. So
yeah,
it
they wouldn't get rid of that, I'd imagine.
The only thing is you need to, because it doesn't have like that, you know, but otherwise, I don't know, I love games like this that have that city setting, and it's freaking Spider-Man. It's freaking cool, you know? That's all I want is a freaking cool game. Because, you know, God of War, I didn't really get invested in it. I've only played it for a couple hours and just put it back. I was like, whatever. For this game, I'm like, I gotta beat it. You know? It's good shit. Finally a good game. And I like how they made the freaking Jameson. He's like basically Alex Jones in this game. Like, he's just like a radio host who goes on.
It is slightly uncomfortable to listen to. I've been watching some live streams of it. It's spot on.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were trying to do there. But yeah, it's cool. Otherwise, you know, really freaking came on to Bandmaid. Bandmaid are, like, I knew Bandmaid before, like, they're the J-rock group that dress up as maids, but they play, like, hard rock metal music, and they're pretty freaking cool. And, yeah, I liked them before, but, like, really, like, I don't know, I made a tape of them this week. I was like, holy shit. Like, they're such a good, well-put-together rock group, because I was really thinking about stuff like that. And they're easily the best new rock band I've heard in freaking forever, because they have, like, a very interesting sound where they have the metal stuff that they take from wherever. There's some, like, definitely, like, Megadeth riffs and stuff, but then they just take the J-pop, and they sound so great, because they're all freaking amazing players as well. And World Domination will probably end up being, like, my favorite album of the year. I was just a goddamn Bandmaid. You know, they're just freaking band. They dress up as gothic maids, and they're amazing, especially because they actually compose their music and make it. You know, I know sometimes like Scandal and other groups have outside writers, but they just freaking go for it. Because, I've been very, my music has definitely, after I made Post America, I just took a big fat shit, and I was like, well, there goes all that inspiration, Because, I had the freaking waves after wave, when I made the 12 songs, I was like, that was, peak me, and then I did some other stuff, and I was just like, well, I got nothing now. Then I freaking listened to Bandmaid. I learned the D beat. Everyone out there, if you're a drummer, you need to learn the D beat. It's just funny to say.
Is there an innuendo
You need to
coming?
go out there and get that D.
D beats they use it in buzzcock. They use it in buzzcocks. Oh shit! I didn't realize that. Okay, but Buzzcocks is a great band, and they utilize the D beat, which is I don't know. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to talk about random stuff. It's about it for exciting and noteworthy things, I would say.
Fair enough. I mean, this would normally be the part where we do the news, but to be honest, I ain't got no news. You guys got any news?
I ain't got
poos?
this.
I got no news.
I got news.
I can't believe it. A week with no... Why don't we invent a story?
We could do.
No, that'd be lame. What do you think we are?
We ain't fake news. We don't do fake news, boys. We don't. That's not what we do.
This isn't CNN.
I only take fake poos.
You just sit there and you kind of shit.
No.
Just killing time.
So
I don't
instead...
I don't want to get hemorrhoids.
That's fair enough. So instead, I think we should go to what we've been watching this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I have not watched anything, unfortunately. Not even My Hero Academia. Not even Attack on Titan, so...
I'm the tent pole that holds this thing up.
Summer season this year has just not held my attention.
That's because you're not watching any of the good shows.
Because I'm not saying, because this is, I've had to word it carefully, because I believe there's good shows this season, but do you know when, I am just not motivated at all to find any. Do you know what I mean? Do you know when you're just not feeling it?
I have been telling you to watch Planet With for a month and a half now.
But I'm not, I know, but I mean, I can't even be arsed watch. This week, I've even missed My Hero Academia, missed Attack on Titan, so I've not even watched them. Which is weird, because that was a staple. You know? But hey,
yeah,
we'll get back
suppose.
on the horse. We'll get back on. It's cool. I'm excited for fall.
You need to get that horse.
Get that horse, get back on him, and it's all good. So what have you been watching, Coryn? Regale us with what you've caught up with.
Right. So, I watched Attack on Titan latest episode, and holy fuck, you already know what happens in this shit, so I can't spoil it for you. Fuck. I don't like it when they're bones.
Oh yeah. The weird expandy bone thing.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's some Junji Ito shit right there, dude. Where he just he licks it off the ground and then just turns into bones.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
But I mean, there's some cool stuff. I liked it. I like how Astoria is asserting herself for once in her goddamn life.
Yeah, no, it's good to see her character arc. It's really good.
I mean, his story is really good. Aaron got to say some words this season.
He gets some dialogue. Once in a while.
Once in a while, we'll let the nominally main character speak.
You know.
But I did like how Kenny sort of just said, fuck you, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah. I'm a fan. Kenny's like that annoying shit bad guy. You don't like him, but he's kind of cool.
Wait, is the bad guy's name actually Kenny?
Yeah, he's Kenny the Ripper.
They
Holy
all have
shit.
Normal people names in this show.
Well, I know that, but Kenny is
Kenny's
one of the
quite
best.
endearing.
It's one of the
name.
best names of all time.
His name's Kenny the Ripper, and he wears a little hat.
Like Kenneth the Ripper? Yeah.
Kenny.
Kenny the Ripper is just like, you don't really, what's he ripping up? Stuffed animals?
People.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
He's that kind of Ripper.
Oh wait, the serial killer is Kenny.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
his name's Jack instead of Jack the Ripper. Kenny the Ripper.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And he's actually related to Mikasa, kinda, somehow.
Yeah. He's an actor.
He's well, yeah, maybe not like I think they were picking up that he's her father's brother or cousin or something.
I can't remember.
He was talking about his brother who ran out into the country or something like that.
Yeah. All I remember is that from what I remember off the top of my head, Ackerman are like almost like a race, even though it's a last name. They're not a race, but they're like a race, like people, a family of Asians who came over.
No.
Now they're genetically superior to everyone.
No.
I mean, well, yeah.
The Ackermans are a family that worked for the king for a long time. Because they went into this. The Ackermans worked for the king for a long time, and then they were like really good, and then they threw them. But then the Orientals are a different race entirely.
Can we get it?
So unless Mikasa is the child of two weird different races,
she is part
that are
Asian.
specifically set apart to be weird races.
Is she Japanese and German?
She's half Oriental.
Yes. Which means she's like,
Their word, not mine.
Ah.
Yeah, and they're like the superior race Asians. They're better at fighting because it's made in Japan, I guess.
That's probably about the end of it. Yeah.
Are the other characters supposed to be German?
They're all like different
they are Germanic,
versions of whites.
Like
For the
European.
most part.
They are expressly
So,
stated to be like.
are they-
I mean,
European
the
descent.
whole idea with Attack on Titan is that it is set like 1,000 years in our future.
Okay.
So what's left of humanity is in there, and that's why there's not like a lot of Asian people, is because, well, it's in Europe somewhere.
So they're Poles.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's probably some Poles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, they're very like European. Like that's where their fingers. They say
I mean,
that, right?
The
Never mind.
the race with the power of the power of the Titan, whatever they want to call it,
Yeah.
is the last name is Reese. So if that gives you some indication about their geographical location,
So would they have a Polish restaurant in this universe?
they might have Polish food, but I don't think they'd call it a Polish restaurant.
Pierogies could exist.
Yeah. I think this is important, and it's very vital to know this kind of information.
Yeah, I think possibly. I mean, to be honest, yes. By all means, there could be pierogies in there.
Oh, I left pierogies in the fridge.
Hopefully not in the Attack on
And
Titan
he's
realm.
gone.
No, not at home, but yeah.
Why don't you learn to make your own pierogies and then
Because it probably takes forever.
bet it doesn't. Bet you'd be able to learn and become a pro.
I'll say, I
Yeah.
can't imagine it takes that long to make a pierogi.
Probably not. You probably just like mix a bunch of shit and then get the potatoes, friggin' batter them up.
So it feels like a batter and some filling, so...
Yeah, 100%.
I'll make you some. I'll learn.
Okay. And then send them over.
Yeah, I'll have to work out the logistics of sending them, but yeah, sure.
But yeah, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. I haven't watched it, but
Yeah, well, you've read it, so you're kind of ahead of the game anyways. It's sort of redundant on your end.
yeah. I enjoy this part because this is like the long-awaited exposition dump now, where they tell you everything, and it's like, well, not everything, but like it's like here's a lot of the mystery behind it all.
I mean, it's
kinda
nice to have a little bit, so we at least
You
know
need to know something, which is great.
the world's a little bit more set up now. Right? So, like, yeah, something happened. They erased everyone's memory. It goes back 100 years. Still
Yeah.
know why. I don't know what the fuck was up with that weird beast titan, but, or, all the titans outside the walls or how that's working out. But, we got something.
Yeah, it started to answer some questions, which is always good.
With the World Attack on Titan, there's just like 15 different like factions at any one time, and we only ever get to see a little insight onto one of them at once.
Yeah, because obviously you've got the guys, you know, who Raina and everyone's with. Their peeps, their fam. I can't remember what they call them. Did they call them the village or something? Oh, shit.
I don't know if they're called anything yet in the anime. They're probably called something.
No.
They do reference a village.
Yeah, I think they call them. I think they say something about that being in their village or some shit. I don't know. But yeah,
the bean in the village.
I don't know. What else?
Let's see. Chiyosuko Road continues to be amazing. Not much to say there, I guess. There's like a couple of the side characters have started meeting up in weird ways. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. My nose is stuffed up and I can't breathe.
Uh-oh. Don't die.
If I kept talking, I can't breathe.
Please
Just
don't
hold
die.
on a second.
We're doing a podcast. You either talk or die. There's no pausing. There's no stopping.
No dead air.
There's no blowing your nose. Absolutely disgusting and disrespectful. I built this house today, and you just come in here and go. Absolutely revolting. To think that we live in such a world where this is possible, it absolutely sickens me to my core.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I.
Oh God, I'm gonna rub jalapeno now. This is all bad. At any rate,
Chiyosuko Road is good.
It's really good. There's some characters meeting up. There's some interesting connections between them. It's real fucking good. Cells at Work is really good, although this episode was a little bit weird. It felt like it had like no plot going on. But I guess they can't all be winners.
Yeah.
And then fucking Planet With is so goddamn good. It's the best show I've seen in a long time.
Really? Okay.
It's so good. So basically, since there's so many factions going on, basically we had a giant ass robot fight that went like Gurren Lagann style, where it started real small and they got bigger robots, and then they like those robots and they get into really, really big robots, and then they punched a hole in the big robot and came out with a little robot and went into the big robot and had a smaller robot fight inside the bigger robots until eventually they just exploded out of the robots and punched each other in the face.
Should have known the cabbage was a good sign.
Cabbage was a good sign. So that was all cool. So we like resolved that half of the thing because there was the two factions of Nebula, right? The big alien organization.
Yeah.
So they resolved that tension. They resolved the tension with the humans. So now the only thing left to do is to solve the plot point of the giant dragon that's sleeping on the fucking dark side of the moon. Which,
Yeah.
It sounds like that kind of show.
You know, that kind of show. So they ended up having a time skip because they needed to wait 5 years to build up their strength. So now we have everyone's older again. So it's exactly like Gurren Lagann in a weird way.
Okay.
Freaking Planet With. Who would have ever expected this, Nolan?
I would have.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, if you watched the first episode, I don't know how everyone else didn't get on the same line.
I meant before the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, you wouldn't have known. Yeah. But as soon as you like start watching that show, as soon as that cabbage shows up.
The cabbage was the prime indicator that it was going to be something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when you know something's special.
And the freaking giant nose whatever machine.
They just get sillier from there. You didn't even see the one that was 1,000 walking babies.
You know, I didn't. And I won't. Oh, I wish I still watched shows.
Well,
just watch shows. But that's what I've been watching. I guess I've also watched. They're finally getting around to the end of the Cell Saga with Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They're releasing episode 60 in like at least 3 pieces.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, they're getting back to doing it, aren't they?
Well, this thing's like an hour long total, I think, because they did 2 parts already, and we just got to the part where Cell comes back after having self-destructed.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot left.
I mean, like, they've done so many episodes over the years, surely they lost it at some point.
They just got better.
Yeah.
They just got better with time.
That's like us. Oh no, we lost it. Never mind.
No, we're fine. We're fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's just sometimes you just get a really good abridged series and it keeps going. Like I know there was a glut of them for a while where everyone was doing it, but now you just get like the real strong contenders, I guess. I mean, obviously Team 4-Star. Little Karibo's still making Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Surely you guys had plans to make an abridged series that got pretty far and never went anywhere.
I mean, there was one we started working on in college. Because of course you did. Everyone did.
Yeah. Yeah, never. There's going to be a SpongeBob one, but it never went anywhere.
Yeah, why would you even need a SpongeBob one?
Yeah, why did you do an abridged of an already funny series is a good question with no answer.
But I mean, sometimes they just get dragged out. Like, remember the Attack on Titan abridged had like one episode come out every year?
No,
so that by the time it was finishing, season 2 was about ready to come out?
That works as well.
Not really. It did not finish strongly.
No way.
Though thinking back on it, it feels like the first season of Attack on Titan covered a lot of ground.
It did. It was 24 episodes or 25, so
yeah,
there's a lot of shit to go through.
Quite a bit. But yeah, that's what I watched.
Sweet. It was a...
Let's talk about how I wish I could watch something for 10 hours.
Why would you want to do that?
No,
what do you want to watch? Well, are you going to watch anything on fall season or try to?
Probably not. I'll probably do it anyway, but I won't actually keep up with anything.
You gotta at least try to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care. Like, there's not before
do
there was
a show where a big part of it is talking about anime you've watched.
I know, but I just don't feel like watching anything.
Ugh.
Why don't you read stuff then?
I am reading a book, but it's not about any of this.
No, like read manga. Like read
Tell us about
manga.
it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
You could read them. You could read a manga.
I could.
Know,
I don't know.
pick one.
I feel like it's just one of those weird things. You know, there needs to be like another super show because A Place Further in the Universe was such a good goddamn series.
Yeah, but you were already out of the habit of watching anime. Like when
I know, but then Nerd kept talking about it, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it, and I didn't realize it would be a life-changing experience in some way when it was. But it was such like a big show and now it's just like, whatever. That's what happens after I watch any like big monumental series. Like, it took forever after White Album too. You know,
calm down. Well, like I say, hopefully there's stuff that you can get infused in. I
keep waiting for another era, you know, but maybe, something like the Spiderman game can give me faith that I can just find something after.
I mean, you could. It doesn't have to be all the new stuff. I know a lot of it is the seasonal stuff that we'll do, but there's nothing to say that you can't go back to the old classics. Like, I have been watching Full Metal Alchemist, like Brotherhood. I'm rewatching that.
Yeah, well, yeah, seasonal stuff felt different before. Obviously, the last series I really cared about was obviously, like, you got Love Live Sunshine, Hibike 2, Kaijo, freaking rip the hell out of Kaijo.
Yeah, see, you hold up Kaijo like this, and I can't help but feel like there's probably some shows better than Kaijo that have come out.
No. You don't understand why Kaijo is so good.
I probably don't.
You don't, and if I explained it...
You still wouldn't understand.
You still would.
I mean, you have explained it in depth. I've listened to at least 12 explainations of why you think it's so good.
Here's something. Because we're getting into spooky season, as we've we've mentioned already.
You know, that's what I love. There's something that I look forward to every year, and that's like the change of seasons when it becomes spring. Spring and summer basically is the same to me. Than fall and Christmas. So whenever it changes like that, I'm like, I want to do different shit now. I want to do something slightly different.
Well, since we're getting into the spooky season, I think it would be pertinent. I remember when we all read Dead Tube, why we need to come up with a new horror manga that we'll read a few chapters of, and then we can do a little review of.
The freaking People one. I don't remember what it's called.
People one?
People?
Yeah, the one at the People where the guy looks through the window and like there's a girl who like kills a guy.
Okay, I'm just Googled horror manga People. I'm getting Anna Sachujin?
Maybe it's like a hole in the wall. It's pretty weird one. Definitely
People.
Definitely not one that you will like.
I mean, is it horror? As long as it's horror, it fits the criteria.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, I think it's at least better than DeadTube. I can like pretty much guarantee that.
Okay, so find us this manga. We will read it, and then because we could do one in a couple weeks. Like we'll give ourselves a couple weeks to read this one.
You could also argue the one about the guy who likes to make dolls and then hangs out at the one girl is pretty horrific.
Another? No, not another.
No, it was freaking way more extreme than that in other regards.
I mean, I don't know if I want to read him if it's extreme in those regards.
Yeah, I don't even want to either, so I never go back to it. But yeah. Oh, what's the one disgusting one where they like dismember people? You like see it sometimes in stores where it has like a bunch of like mannequin parts on the cover.
Oh, Elfen Lied?
No, it's like I don't remember what it's called, but I don't want.
Lied of mannequins? I don't know.
No, this one's different. I don't remember what it's
Wait,
about.
is it the one with the pink-haired girl and the axe?
No, I don't remember.
No,
I don't know, man.
I'll find out maybe, and we'll read something.
I mean, I'm down to read some
couple.
spooky manga.
Yeah, we could do a couple, because like I say, next week we'll be doing the Bleach live action.
Oh, when does that
you guys will be listening to? That's one that comes out on September the 14th.
So that would be Friday. It comes out. And then watch it next weekend.
So
I'll try to do that.
And then do our little review ski, because it's episode 150, so that's our present to you guys listening.
Actually, that's kind of fitting. That's kind of nice. I like the idea of that. Of episode 150 being the Bleach review.
Yeah, because, it's a big thing for us, so we will report back with that. And then, obviously, we can do a little spooky manga at the end of September, and then we can also have one going into October as well. So, that'll set the ball rolling, and we'll get all into the horror theme. And at least it'll give you something to read as well. I know.
I just... Because I still obviously love the medium, and I love all this shit still, but it's just when it comes to watching anything, I'm just too lazy nowadays. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in my routine either. Like it doesn't comfortably fit into anything.
I mean, you kind of got to make time for these kind of things, That just, it is what it is. I don't know,
I mean, I understand where you're at. Just sometimes you change your routine. Like, I established like a Sunday routine I never had, and suddenly I have time to watch anime.
Well, true enough, because at the beginning of this year, my routine changed freaking greatly compared to before, So I make time for my music playing games, which is weird because usually I wouldn't. But you know how it goes.
You like I say,
you just replace half an hour of game time with an anime.
Something like that, yeah. I just need to find, because again, A Place for in the Universe was so freaking good that I won't find anything that matches that for years and years. I know that for a fact.
Who knows? Because there is a lot of quality anime out there, so I'm sure you'll find something if you look hard enough. Who knows? Maybe something comes up in the winter that you really enjoy.
Well, it took me 3 years after. It took me 3 years after K-On, so give it 3 years.
Okay, we will. But yeah, that's all from me in terms of what we're doing, in terms of what I've got to say this week. So, anything else from you guys?
Well,
I don't think so.
It's the back to school episode, so we'll talk about.
Oh yeah, we were going to do a back to school theme.
Yeah. The only reason we're doing that is because it's traditional and we've done it before.
Okay, next week. Oh no, it's 1:30.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I mean, I think by the time 151 rolls around, it's gonna be a little late. Might just.
Nah, fuck it. We can do it late anyway. Who cares?
We can do it whenever we feel like doing it.
I guess. Well, let's do it in I don't know. October, just to really like drive it home.
If you guys are going back to school, freaking get in there.
If you are at school
That's
now,
all I have to say.
hold on for a month. This is what we're doing, because traditionally we'd clue you in on what to expect. You know, in the years gone by, we'd clue you in before you go. But this time, we're letting you stand on your own 2 feet. We're letting you get some experience in school, learn, and then when you come to us, that's when we'll tell you.
Is it just me?
Maybe we can go over things you only learn like a month and a half into college.
Exactly. You know,
once you I love the idea. I love the idea of somebody sitting in like the college or whatever, just chilling out, drawing or whatever, and listening to this podcast. I don't know why, but things like that, I just love the idea of that.
I'm sure one of our followers must be in college, surely.
If we have any.
We have at least a few. We know that much. You can't deny that we have some. You're small and individually loved. You will be getting our Christmas cards shortly.
We've neglected you this year because of our month break that we did. But don't worry, because we've got plenty coming up. This is always traditionally our busiest period.
If you're a regular listener, my gift to you is to go to cancelit.bandcamp.com and check out my album Post America. I haven't released an album in like 2 months, which is like almost weird for me, so I have nothing new to promote.
It's almost like you have something. I'm saying it's closer to a normal release schedule, but it's still just ridiculous.
Well, because last year I was freaking figuring shit out and I had a lot more time to record. But now again, I found like there's in a 2-week lull of nothing, and then I just learned the D beat, and listening to Bandmaid got me going again right before I started recording.
There you go. You will change, just like your anime habits. They'll change. So it's all good. Don't stress about it. Don't worry. And
well, at least I'm going for 4 albums this year, so you get like the 4 quarters, so it fits in.
Oh, I guess I do have something to shout out for myself. Okay. So for the longest time, I've been trying to reach an output of 1 chapter of something a month, which seems reasonable, right? Yeah. I've actually hit that already this year.
Hey!
So, doing good. I've posted up 12 chapters of 4 different projects, so...
That's fucking good.
Between 4 different projects, not 4 each. I'm not that crazy.
You have got shit handled.
It's scheduling, man.
There you go. You just got to organize shit. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm happy. I want to get back onto... I did do some writing for someone this week, like really last minute. They needed some shit done for their website that they were launching. It wasn't my normal thing, but, it was good. It was sort of like, because they're an artist, they're quite a talented artist, I had to do their little pieces, so they gave a description of this art, and I just had to, make it sound good. Which is not, I've never done anything like that before. So it's interesting, because I was like, I don't work well with deadlines. I don't work well with, never done this thing before.
I mean, if you haven't done it, you don't know if you're good at it.
Exactly. It was a good little experiment to go for. So, yeah, glad I did that. And I'm glad that you're consistently pumping stuff out, dude. But I think that brings us to the end of the episode. I'm sorry we were a little content light this week, guys. Even in the most beloved anime series, there is a filler episode.
We gotta come at you week to week, and no matter what, you're getting it.
There's it's a filler episode, we do have one once every while, but there was still shit in here that was good, so, don't even dare to say you didn't get your money's worth. If you I'll knock you out.
The best thing comes at the end of the episode. Following order, we got A Landscape New, which I think is the best song on Post America. And definitely
it's my favorite.
It's definitely the song that means the most to me and I put the most into. So you can listen to that at the end of the episode. It's the song based on Manhattan.
Manhattan.
We will listen to that gleefully. But before that, do we have anything else?
We have the usual. So everyone, freaking good night, sleep tight. Get ready for the exciting segments. If you're in bed, keep sleeping, and get ready for another exciting installment of the Corn Chronicles. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
In the forest, the light looms between the tree branches and all over the leaves. The Chuny has been here for a week and already feeling like nature as grass grows and weeds become like one. The Chuny is much like a fixture like a fan or light switch. The Chuny is one with the environment. Like a hippie attached to a tree on a demolition of the national park, the Chuny is in the dirt, and the skin which once gleamed the sun's natural light has become a mess. The Chuny knows this, and already, like the sun and its directions, turning to the arc of the light, the Chuny sees nothing. For already, like a potato in the dirt, one day waiting to sprout, the Chuny is merely in a state of wait. For life outside is not appealing, life or death, whatever the Chuny thinks. One day, someone will come. For those armpits attract miles and miles. The Chuny knows this. A landscape new off Cantila's album Post America, the best song on the album.
You said potato and appealing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've seen a tree before and I've seen the clouds. I've seen a lake before, superior and proud. I've taken for granted things that appear every day. I've never noticed things that paint my way. Our city's dreams die, it's just a feeling we share. Our flag flies sweeping, it's just looking for a care. Now I watch it waving, and I know where we stand. If my spirits were that high, and I could do all I planned, it would be impossible to feel so gray again. In a landscape new, with everything to do. I feel confused about where I am. I know of origins from the old bloodlands, but this is too